Nice. Roll the video!
Whether it be the trading card game, video game series, or the show itself, we can't deny that Pokémon has left its mark on the world. Now, if only they can genetically create them and create an island to catch them and battle them. Come on, Nintendo, what are you waiting for? Oh wait, like I think the company that didn't put an AC adapter in its new Nintendo 3DS XL would do such a thing. As a fan of Pokemon in general, I have to say that watching the brand grow ever since its inception in the United States in the late 90s has been quite the adventure. My favorite part of the Pokebrand had to be the Pokemon trading card game. This was as close as you were gonna get to actually owning a Pokemon that had real life value. Not saying I was gonna start my own Pokemon black market or anything if they were real. Now wait a second. Hurry up, Nintendo on that island. Okay, but seriously, every fan of the Pokemon had certain Pokemon that were close to heart. That includes me. Time for my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Let's start where it all began. The original 150, 1. Holy heck, if anyone says they wouldn't be scared if they saw this cut people like cutting through melted butter flying scissors, they be lying. Scyther begins this list because Scyther not only is a cool name, but Scyther's forearms get sharper when cutting through hard metals. How the heck does that even happen? Who cares, because it's awesome. I love Scyther in the show with its high-pitched way they shout their name, as well as their appearances in the Mewtwo movie features. The card wasn't too special when it made its appearance in the Fossil series, however it was still a holographic, so that's cool in my book. Whether it be catching a picture at the beach level in Pokemon Snap or catching it in the Pokemon Game Boy series, Scyther can slice and dice better than a Benihana chef. Just don't wear your favorite red shirt in front of a Scyther. Having a cool name is just a start. Kadabra is so alpha that it emits alpha waves that are strong enough to induce headaches. Freaking headaches. It also makes the boy with the spoon from the Matrix look like a sissy. Being a psychic type, my favorite for those who are curious, you can pretty much impose your will at anyone, and that makes Kadabra so cool. Yes, Kadabra evolves into the stronger Alakazam, but I personally like Kadabra better because it was used in the anime at Sabrina's gym. Only the best gym leader in the Kanto region. How about that date, Sabrina? Cool name unless you find out what it means in Spanish, but hey, I'm not judging. Besides having one of the coolest base set cards, Zapdos can freaking cause thunderstorms just by flapping its wings. And who says we're gonna suffer through droughts? While this Pokemon is pretty rare, hence not really any major appearances, it's still one of the 3 legendary birds, making it bad arse. Yeah, it can now evolve into a Mega Pidgeot, but Pidgeot is my man. Or girl. Pidgeot is on this list because Ash had one in the anime ever since catching a Pidgeotto early in his journey. However, that is not all. Pidgeot is pretty intimidating. It can cause windstorms with the flap of his wings, and can fly faster than the speed of sound. Pidgeot makes many appearances in the shows and movies, but is not the strongest Pokemon card, although it's pretty cool that it has many versions. Calling all guys or girls out there to want to make your ex jealous. Now's your chance with Ditto. Ever want to go out with Brad Pitt? Boom! Ditto is your chance. Not into Brad Pitt? Okay. Boom! Jessica Alba. Okay, you have to admit if you had a Ditto, you know you transform one into your favorite person. You wouldn't? Well then. Ditto is freaking awesome! Besides being a walking amoeba, it can transform into virtually any physical object, and can even adapt the form and abilities of its foe. I love Ditto in the anime and whenever it makes an appearance. Now we're getting into the top contenders. Surprise! Who did you think was gonna take this spot? Pikachu? Raichu is so cool looking and has a pretty cool base set holo card to boot. I actually like Raichu better than Pikachu, not only because of its looks, but its sheer power as well. When I think of Raichu, I think of Lieutenant Surge's Raichu in the battle between Raichu and Pikachu in the anime. While Raichu won one battle, it was Pikachu that was the ultimate victor due to outsmarting its opponent. But hey, Raichu would win almost every other time. You may be surprised that Charizard is sitting at number 4, but it's my personal list, so ha. Don't let this spot fool you though, Charizard is one of my favorites and here's why. Putting aside the fact that it's the most valuable Pokemon card, which I happen to sell my Gem Mint PSA graded 10 first edition Charizard for only $2,600 compared to the 4K it goes for now, damn you past self. Charizard is awesome, it flies, it burns, and it has so many variations of the card in the trading card game. It also has a couple mega evolutions and can melt boulders with its fiery breath. You know, because we can all do that too. Ash's Charizard in the anime is pretty cool with its rebel attitude and smaller appearance than a usual Charizard. However, it never gives up, and that's what I love about Charizard in general. Known to accidentally cause forest fires. Psh, come on, accidentally. Haunter hides in very dark places, plotting to take the life of the next living thing that comes near it, silently stalking its victims to steal its life force away with a lick from its gaseous tongue. But how can you not love Haunter? Or at least if they act like the ones from the anime when Ash befriended it. Ghost-type Pokemon are pretty unusual in general, and Haunter is no exception. I chose Haunter as number 3 because, as opposed to Ghastly and Gengar, Haunter just seems more like a goofball than the other ghosts, and seems to actually look like a ghost more than the others. There's almost too many good qualities about Mew to list, but here goes. It's pink, cute, small, has big eyes, is intelligent, curious, playful, selfless, adaptable, can learn any Pokemon attack, and is an extremely powerful Pokemon to boot. Mew makes a few appearances in movies and other features, but hey, for something that's supposed to be extinct or rare or something, that's pretty good. Mew has been featured in the trading card game for a long time, my favorite card being Ancient Mew, which I got graded by PSA and it came out as a mint 9. Don't get me wrong, Mewtwo is kinda cooler version of Mew, being a clone and all and talks like an old man, but Mew is just so cute. Back in Pokemon Red and Blue, you had a choice to pick one of the ultimate 3 starter Pokemon that all other starter Pokemon would never be as cool as. My pick? Well, Squirtle, of course. Besides basically just being a turtle, Squirtle has a cool name and its evolution line was pretty sick. I grew fond of Squirtle in particular because of the anime show and how Ash's Squirtle was pretty much the coolest dude there ever was. It was a frickin' turtle wearing sunglasses. No, Squirtle isn't too strong considering it's just a beginner Pokemon, but if I had to choose one Pokemon that would be by my side through thick and thin, it would be a Squirtle.
Congratulations to our champion! That was stupendous, Paris!
You're a heavyweight!